Hello and good vibes. This is your Good Morning Minute. Today I'm talking about something that sounds simple but can feel incredibly difficult. Letting go. Because growth and surrender will always walk together, friends. One of the hardest truths about healing is this: you cannot fully grow while clinging to what God is asking you to release. And many times, what we're holding on to isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's not people. Sometimes it's patterns, mindsets, control, fear, old identities. In Scripture, God constantly called people into new seasons that required release. Abraham had to leave familiarity. Moses had to leave fear. Peter had to leave security. Israel had to leave Egypt. And trauma-informed care helps us understand why letting go feels so emotionally difficult. Because the nervous system attaches itself to familiarity. Even unhealthy familiarity. People often stay connected to toxic cycles, overfunctioning, emotional walls, or survival behaviors because those things once helped them cope. And honestly, survival patterns can become emotionally comforting. Not because they're healthy, but because they're known. That's why growth can feel uncomfortable at first. You're not just changing behavior, you're retraining your mind, your emotions, and even your nervous system to trust safety again. Ecclesiastes 3 reminds us there's a season for everything, and some seasons require release before new growth can emerge. A tree cannot produce healthy fruit while holding on to dead branches. And spiritually, sometimes God prunes what no longer serves your growth, not to harm you, but to prepare you. And pruning doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels like ending unhealthy cycles, setting boundaries, slowing down, resting, or grieving what once was. But growth often begins the moment we stop gripping what God is asking us to surrender. You see, friends, there were seasons where I thought strength meant holding on to everything, holding together relationships, responsibilities, expectations, pressure. And honestly, part of me feared what would happen if I let go. Because when we've spent years surviving, control can feel like safety. But God began teaching me, control is not peace. Trust is peace. And some of the greatest growth in my life came after I released what I was never meant to carry alone. So friends, ask yourself today, what am I gripping tightly that God may be asking me to release? An old mindset, a need for control, fear of change, an identity rooted in survival? Today's reminder, letting go is not weakness. Sometimes it's the first step toward freedom. Until next time, friends, I'm Angelina, your life coach, sending you much love, much peace, many blessings.